visions you have.
They're of pain, suffering, death.
Careful you must be when sensing the future, Anakin. The fear of loss is a path to the dark side.
I remember it like it was yesterday. Me and my best friend had just walked out of the theater after watching Revenge of the Sith. We were buzzing, electrified, moved by tragedy, inspired by swordplay. And what did we do next, as two teenage boys in 2005 with cheap cloaks and high imaginations? We geared up and marched straight to the community park for a good old-fashioned LARP session. Fueled by Mountain Dew and raw emotion, we dueled with plastic sabers and declared ourselves victors of the playground. But seriously, this movie did something. It hit different. It stuck with me. That final battle, possibly the most emotionally charged, visually stunning duel ever put on screen. Well, maybe second to Neo versus Agent Smith in Matrix Revolutions. But Revenge of the Sith wasn't just cool, it was cinema. It was Star Wars growing up before our eyes. Let's get into why. Revenge of the Sith, directed and written by George Lucas, released in May 2005, is the final installment of the prequel trilogy, and easily the most beloved of the three. Why? Because it delivers on everything it promised: emotion, betrayal, tragedy, action, and mythology. It's the movie where Star Wars stopped holding your hand and said, "You ready for the pain now?" The tone is different from the very first frame. The dazzling opening space battle gives you all the popcorn thrills, but lurking underneath it is a weight that's unmistakable. This is the beginning of the end. The movie takes us through Anakin Skywalker's fall to the dark side, but unlike a typical villain origin story, this one hits close because we know Anakin. We watched him grow up, we rooted for him, and that's what makes it all so gut-wrenching. Hayden Christensen gets a lot of flack, but honestly, his performance in Revenge of the Sith is underrated. You see a man torn apart by love, by fear, by prophecy. Anakin's fall isn't a snap decision, it's a slow corrosion, a descent that feels almost inevitable. And that's the brilliance. Lucas paints the Jedi as flawed, dogmatic, cold, unwilling to adapt. And Palpatine? He exploits those cracks like a master manipulator. He doesn't just offer power, he offers understanding. Anakin's tragedy is that he genuinely believes he's saving Padme, and that makes his turn feel more like a sacrifice than a betrayal. Ewan McGregor shines in this movie. His performance is filled with subtle heartbreak. Obi-Wan is the model Jedi, yes, but he's also blind to what's brewing right next to him. When the betrayal comes, it destroys him, and McGregor sells it. That final monologue, "You were my brother, Anakin."
You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you.
Still hits like a freight train. No special effects needed. Ian McDiarmid devours the scenery in the best way possible. He's manipulative, theatrical, terrifying, and he pulls the strings so masterfully that by the time the Jedi realize what's happening, it's already too late. His duel with Mace Windu is one of the film's most surprising scenes, and his unlimited power scream. Iconic. The final battle between Anakin and Obi-Wan on Mustafar is not just a fight, it's a Shakespearean opera wrapped in a lightsaber duel. Visually, stunning. The use of real footage from Mount Etna's eruption was layered with CGI to create the lava flows, giving the entire battle a horrifying sense of realism. Choreographically, it's next level. Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor trained 5 days a week for months with stunt coordinator Nick Gillard to perfect their duel. No stunt doubles, no cutting corners. This is arguably the most technically complex lightsaber battle in the franchise, and it shows. Emotionally devastating. You're not just watching two warriors fight, you're watching a brother try to save someone who's already lost. The line, "You were the chosen one," has become meme-ified, but when you really feel it in context, it breaks you. And then the silence, the pause, the burning. Obi-Wan walking away in pain as Anakin screams in hate and agony. It's horrifying, it's tragic, it's unforgettable. Lucas is a visual storyteller above all else. He crafts scenes that are loaded with symbolism, tension, and operatic grandeur. From the mirrored deaths of Dooku and Mace Windu, to the haunting montage of Order 66 set against John Williams' sorrowful score, Lucas weaves a tale that's about loss, disillusionment, and destiny. Revenge of the Sith explores how empires rise, how good men fall, and how love can become corrupted by fear. It's not subtle. It's not supposed to be. It's Greek tragedy in space. What can be said about John Williams that hasn't already been screamed from the mountaintops? His score in Revenge of the Sith is unmatched. Battle of the Heroes is majestic, heartbreaking, and as iconic as Duel of the Fates. Every emotional beat is elevated by Williams. Anakin's fall, Padme's funeral, the birth of the twins, all of it lands harder because the music refuses to let you go. And then, there's the final scene. Padme is dead. The Republic is gone. The Emperor watches over the construction of the Death Star. And finally, the mask. Darth Vader is born. That breath, that silence, that rise. It's the kind of moment you never forget. Right before the credits rolled, I remember sitting in stunned silence. We had just witnessed a character fall so far that he no longer existed. He was consumed by the thing he swore to destroy. It was haunting, it was epic, it was perfect. Revenge of the Sith is many things, flawed, bold, operatic, heart-wrenching, but above all else, it is essential Star Wars. It ties the saga together with tragedy and vision. It dares to go darker, to ask harder questions, and to end not with triumph, but with a broken promise and a new beginning. It is, in my opinion, one of the greatest science fiction films ever made, not because it's flawless, but because it dares. 5 out of 5 popcorn buckets. A must-watch, a masterpiece. The saga was never the same after this.